Welcome back to SK Lifestyle. Appreciate you joining me today. This is a channel where I do reviews, action sports, how-tos, all that sort of stuff. So before we get started, hit that subscribe button down below and the notification bell. All right, so you already know we are here for the Lexus LX 570. This is a big truck. This is a big boy right here. Yeah, that's right. So I've had this vehicle, me and my wife have had it for about 4 months now, I should say. So we've kind of gone through the quirks and all that sort of stuff. So I finally want to put out a video as to what I think, the likes, the dislikes, all that sort of stuff. So here's a kind of quick review. If you like it, be sure to comment down below, hit that like button. Let's get started. All right, so my initial driving impressions of this car, my initial overall impressions of this car is just wow, right? That's really what I think. After 4 months, it's still an experience every time me and my wife hop in this car. It really is. Now, we've never owned a truck before. This is an actual truck. It's on a truck platform. It's ladder and frame. It's not like a regular SUV that you see just driving down the road. But I've driven many trucks before, so I'm not, I'm not adverse to, or it's not unique for me to be a little up higher and so forth, but obviously that's a great feeling to be up high. I'm honestly surprised how evenly matched we are with like the Range Rovers and stuff as far as height, and a lot of them we're even higher than. But the overall quality of the ride is pretty nice. Now you do notice that it is a truck. So if you aren't looking for that, it may not be the greatest. Now it's a very smooth, comfortable ride. I think most people will feel that. But if you really know about cars, or you're looking for something that's ultra luxury, this is ultra luxury truck. This isn't ultra luxury. If you hop in a GS Lexus or S-Class or something, it's gonna feel way smoother. Even some of those GM like products or the Cadillacs with the magnetic ride, that's gonna be super smooth. But for any kind of truck, this is very smooth. I really enjoy it, and it's very comfortable. Now the presence of it, while it has a big presence in stature, it honestly feels like you're driving around like a larger Highlander. It's not obnoxious. My wife, she loves driving it. She immediately felt comfortable and confident as to where the car was, each 4 corners of it, all tires and so forth. She still feels that way, so that's a great thing. Yeah. So as I hop in here, the first thing that you notice, or at least that I notice, is buttons galore. Yeah, so let's actually bring you guys in here and we'll go over it a little bit more. All right, so as we hop in here, like I said, what you see is buttons galore. Now, for an older luxury car, I really do appreciate that. I know a lot of the newer cars have, touchscreen everything, and actually this is a touchscreen if I want it to be. The climate's not going to work because the car's not on, but it is a touchscreen. Let's see. There we go. This is a really nice place to be. Now, you could see the infotainment is touchscreen and so forth. That's cool. Probably don't want to hear a bunch of static. But what I do also like is there's physical buttons for everything. Maybe it's just me, but I really do appreciate having buttons, especially in a luxury car. I feel like when you have a car that's supposed to be above and beyond, and you have all these features and so forth, you kind of want something where you can press and see the results, So that's exactly what we get here. There's buttons on the wheel, there's buttons over here, there's buttons over there. Now, no, I'm not just a little kid. Of course, it's fun to press buttons and so forth, but they all do something. Of course, if you know anything about the Lexus, just like the Land Cruisers, they are fully off-road vehicles. You probably already know, but for the few that don't, this is one of the most world-renowned vehicles to be taken anywhere. It's on the Land Cruiser platform. Really, if you go anywhere, everyone knows the Land Cruiser. This is the twin of that. It's just the luxury version. So down here we have our 4 high, 4 low, our crawl control, you know, hill descent, and you can even control the turning on here. And then we have our air ride system, and then our suspension setting. So we can be in sport, normal, or comfort. We either just leave it in normal or comfort. I'll be honest, I don't really notice the difference that much. Now, maybe if I could take it to a small racetrack or something, yeah, it'd be crazy to do. But then you might actually be able to tell the difference. I don't really notice as much, but I usually leave it in comfort just because I want the nice, like just supple, kind of soft, smooth ride. So that's kind of what we do. So now you also got your power mode and second. So second is kind of like snow mode for the other Toyotas and stuff. Just starts you off in second gear so that you can get a easier ride. And then power is just kind of like a sport mode. So you can see ECT power. You can see when it goes into second. And we got our heating, our hot and cold seats. So these are pretty unique that you just push them in to kind of leave it where you want. So that's off. And then I can click on it and then twist it right for heat, left for cold air. You know how it goes. And then of course, like I said, on the infotainment, there is buttons for pretty much everything. Yes, we have our volume knob, our tuning knob, and all that sort of stuff. There is a CD player here. Cool. So we have some of our other controls here, and you can see the power door off. That is because we got a tailgate back there, and I'll show that in a bit. But you know, if you're moving around and so forth, and you don't want that kind of going up and down and all that sort of stuff, or if you want the power off over there, then you know, that's what you can do. And then, you know, we got a button for to raise the tailgate. This is for the AFS. I want to say that is for the air suspension, but I don't think so, because that is the off button. So I will have to actually look that up and see. And then we got our traction control, and this one doesn't have, it sucks. I wanted it, but this is such a good buy. I had to buy this vehicle, but the heated steering wheel. So that's what would go there. It kind of kills me to have one blank button and not have that feature. It would be a nice feature to have, but these are rare cars. So if you're looking at this vehicle because you're kind of interested in stuff, you're probably starting to notice that there's not 400 of them at every Lexus dealer. Good luck even finding one at a Lexus dealer. They may have like one of the brand new LX 600s. Yeah, I mean, they're just not, they're really great vehicles, but they're $100,000+ when they're brand new. So people are usually buying, you know, Maybach SUVs or Range Rovers or whatever else, you know what I'm trying to say, Escalades. You know, there's not as many people that are buying these because even though it's a Lexus and it feels great and so forth, I feel a lot of badge prestige, but I don't think a lot of people feel more badge prestige from having a Range Rover or something. So there's tons of those out there, 3-4 years old, not as many of these. Long story short, when you find a good vehicle with low miles, we put some miles on it, but we're only at 84,000 right now. This car is well maintained. It was only serviced by 2 different Lexus dealers and only had 1 owner. So anyway, that's why I bought it. I couldn't hold out any longer to find one with the heated steering wheel. It is very nice in here. One other thing I want to show you is the overall visibility. This is a big car, yes, but you can see very well. And of course, if you take those big headrests down, if you're not going to have people in the back, then your view is going to be obnoxiously good. Yes, the pillars are big, but they do very well to give you all the visibility you can. Like, see, this is my view right in front of my face. When I turn, that's what I can see out of the corner. So I'm not blocked, even though this is huge. This has to be like 8, almost 10 inches. And yet still, you have such great visibility. And of course, the mirrors are gigantic. Gotta love that. And yes, the mirrors too, of course, we already got our controls over here for the auto. It's a great feature. When you lock it, it's cool, you know, the mirrors fold in and so forth. But it's also a nice feature because if you don't hear the beep because it's loud and stuff, you can see the mirrors folding in and you know the car got locked. And of course, we got our moonroof and sunroof up there, and you know, some of our controls and so forth right here. One thing I will say, if you watch the straight pipes, you'll see, you know, they're always doing the visor test. Well, it passes, and it's ultra luxury. I don't even know what this is. We'll see together. It is wide view. Okay, it's a, wow, this is like from the factory. Anyway, doesn't really matter. But we have our extra little visor. So if you got lots of sun, you don't have to be compromised. I mean, that's luxury stuff right there. That's the little things that I really appreciate. You can see I don't use it much because I'm putting it back the wrong way. So there is a lot of nice luxury touches in this truck SUV, for real. One thing that I notice all the time is just right here, the leather. So where your knee could hit, even though mine doesn't because it's just such a big truck, this is nice leather material. I really do love it. It's little things like that that I just really appreciate. Now, you know, we got our armrest down here. Of course, each one comes up, or you can kind of do it incrementally. Very nice. Then we have our little storage. Now you can see there's a good amount. You can fit a couple water bottles right there or whatever. We have, you know, some ponchos and some treats for the pup. But then in here, you can either have a refrigerator or open storage. And you can see we store tons. I mean, you could easily fit 12 bottles of water in there, I think. I'm pretty sure you could. I mean, there's, I'll say 10 bottles of water. But either way, it's a lot of room. It's nice. And a funny thing is, for some reason, if I grab one of those, they're cool. Like right in the car right now, it feels like it's probably about 78 degrees. If I grab one of those, they probably feel more like 65. So I'm not gonna say it's a refrigerator without getting the fridge, but it's a nice thing. People appreciate it when you have a bunch of waters on hand, and they seem kind of cool for some reason because they're buried so deep in the middle of the car. They're not really gaining any heat as much as everything else. So of course we got our memory seats. Again, luxury. Some of the things that I like here, it's a little, you can't really see it now, but the kick plate, you know, it lights up with the Lexus here. We have the metal plate, it's on all four. Right, so one thing that I kind of like is that you put your hand there on any door, even the back ones, and it has proximity sensors. And when it's nighttime and stuff, or even if it's not, those will light up for you. So you got some nice light on these steps right here. You just go in. And luxury again, all four doors have the buttons to lock as well. That's just really stuff that I enjoy. So while I'm back here, let me just hop in the back seat and I'll show you, you know, what it looks like, but also just give you some quick thoughts on it. So this back seat, very comfortable. Electric seats, of course. And then if you want them to go down, you just press that and they flip out of the way. And so that's what makes the space back there. That's simple. So I'll go ahead and climb up. Of course, you got handles here in the back seat. Now, this seat is not even all the way back. And look at my knees there. So plenty of room already, and I could still go back farther. And of course, you know, this seat here will kind of recline for me, so I can even lounge back. I mean, that's kinked back. That's like 30 degrees back, almost 45. Just very nice. And then we got the airplane map pockets and stuff. Got a 12 volt down there, our heating controls, of course, and we got pass through. So one thing is you do got to pull the cord while you do it. So I'll pull the cord, drop this down. So we got pass through if you're gonna go skiing or whatever. You got some wood to get from the hardwood store or something like that. And then we got storage, cup holders. You already know the deal. Haven't really been used ever. And then of course you got your little pop-up headrest here. And you know, that's pretty much it. One thing is funny, even though it's a 2015, it did come with ashtrays in the back, which is funny, but I like it. You know what I mean? Remember all our parents had those cars. Every car had an ashtray and stuff like that. It's just, it reminds me of that. So this one actually has it over here. I do plan to order one on eBay or whatever just to complete it so it's finished. But it's nice. It's a good area. All of the cup holders in here can fit easily a 20-ounce bottle. Now I will say one thing, there's so much space right there. I wish it did bump out just a little so you could fit those big gulps and all that kind of stuff, you know, here in America we have, but that's all right. It's just a comfortable place to be. And again, back here, everything is leather. Now there's some plastics on the door, but it's leather right there and so forth, and it's just nice. So I showed you how you can get in. Now the back seats are up, the third row. But I will show you how easy it is to just step right in here and boom, I'm in. That's a lot of room, people. That's a lot of room. So, now, yes, I will do the obligatory, what is it like to sit in one of those? Actually, I'll leave that up just so I can get back there. But I'll put the back seats down while we go back here. Now, to the back of the Lexus. Now, you can see we do have a roof rack. Of course, they all come with that. They come with this nice spoiler. I don't know why, but I just do like it. It just, that look right there is very nice to me. And one thing I like about these, they don't really change that much. So you could be mistaken for thinking this is like a 2019 or something. Now, we got the buttons down here. Can easily pick up the tailgate. And yes, again, like I said, split tailgate, a great luxury feature and function. We've used it a lot. So you just pull that down. This drops down and it drops down softly. It doesn't just drop. It's never done that. That's those little touches, they matter. Again, this is a truck. And yes, people, you can see we have the cargo thing on top. We've gone camping with this. We've brought it out to the mountains and stuff like that. You know, we don't do hard off-roading. I don't think we probably will, but we'll do light off-roading and kind of venture out. You know what I mean? And we do plan on using it a lot. We're not going to treat it like it's a brand new gem Mercedes that we can't, you know, get a speck of mud on or something like that. Now this I did want to show you. I put this back real quick. Of course, you know, we got a hitch because we've been towing the boat with this. Yes, it's, you know, big enough and strong enough to tow the boat with the 5.7 liter engine. But I just wanted to say, we'll actually show you on the other side, but this, when you take it off, you're kind of like, oh, what do you do with it? What do you do with it? Well, sometimes you might just leave it at home. You know, if you're just going to be towing the whole time, there's no purpose. But like we were towing the boat up to the lake house, and then the whole 2 weeks we were going to drive the car around. We didn't want the tow hitch out. So I kind of use this little nook back here, if you can see it, where the seats are folded up. And it just sits back there perfectly. It's out of the way. It's tucked in. Yeah, you can kind of see it through the window if you look really hard. I don't know. I just wanted to point that out. That's what I do with it. Leave in the comments section down below. Is that ridiculous or whatever? Tons of space. Tons of space. And what do I mean? Well, yeah, I can sit on the tailgate. But look at this. This is how much room is back here. I have tons of room. I'm sitting down, of course. And I'm nowhere near the row where it was positioned where I was just sitting. So easily, I could probably have 3 of me back here, one on the left, one on the right of me. You know what I mean? Maybe one of those people you saw at the beginning of the video, who knows? But tons of room, and that's what I love. And of course, we have our seats back here. You have your controls, so if you want to bring them up or drop them down. So this is what we want to do. Want to drop it down, and of course my thing is going to fall because, and that's what you want to hear, the double beep. So I'll just move this out the way, and there you go. Now I'll grab the handle. Yes, you do have to grab the handle just to pull it up, but they make it very easy. I don't know why it's not staying. Oh, okay, sorry, I've never done it with one hand before. You just kind of hold it there and let the thing go, and then they kind of magnet back in place there, so you can kind of move your headrest up. All right, so there we go. There's a seat. Now, yeah, I'll do it for you. All right, here we go. And in the back seat. So what is it like? Well, you can see there, this is my knee room. Now this seat is right where it would normally be for somebody to be comfortable, right? Even if they wanted to go back, I have 6 inches of knee room. You know what I mean? So that's pretty good. Height, now I'm about almost 5'11", especially with shoes on, I'm 5'11". So I'm right near but I still got about 2 inches of room. And then if you know, kind of lean back a bit, you got some more. But you got cup holders, you know, you got a little spot for stuff here. There is a 12 volt back there, so you could run a cord or something for some power. And there's some vents, even vents back here, you know what I mean? So it's a comfortable place to be. Now, the seat is only about 6-7 inches off the ground, so you can see all the space between my legs. So yeah, my knees are up kind of high, but you know, these are 2 seats, but you can actually fit somebody in the middle. There is an actual seat belt, you can see. So it is a 3-person back seat, but it looks like 2, and if you only have 2 adults, they'd be comfortable. No, they probably, you know, wouldn't like to have their knees up in the air for 3 hours for a long ride. But you know, if you're going out to lunch or something, and you're packing up the car, whatever it is, or an hour, you know, drive to go down to do whatever you're doing, then yes, I think adults would be perfectly fine back there and not have a problem at all. You know, they have power, they have cup holders, they have air, so it's all good. Now, this is one thing you can see here as well. This is what space you have when you know, when all seats are up. So you can kind of adjust it a little bit, but definitely still big enough that you can pack, you know, 2 or 3 carry-ons just down below. So I'm gonna go ahead and lift this up, and this is soft close. Kind of hear that. And then of course you can either bring this down on your own and it will soft close, or you can just press that and of course it'll go back down just like every other car. These wheels, they're like a satin chrome color. I just really like them. They have to be like 21s. I'm not even sure, maybe 22s. Nah, they're like 21s, but they're just very nice. And I'm sorry, they are kind of dirty right now. I couldn't bring it to the car wash in time. You know, I detailed it inside for you guys, but yeah, I just think they look amazing, amazing. And of course you can't see it right now in the day, but I'll try to slip in a picture because I got the Lexus lights that drop down, so that's pretty cool.
Look at that bad boy. Yes, gotta love it. Lexus, baby, Lexus.
All right, open this baby up, and of course, you know, it just stays up on its own. It's an electric car. You shouldn't have to, you know, mess with some little metal pole or something, right? So there's not much to see other than this big V8 Lexus. Yeah, that's right. It's probably all here for, you know, fuel economy and stuff, trying to get the most, you know, miles per gallon possible. Because I will tell you, well, actually it's on the other side, but that little door back there on the side panel, yeah, it might trouble you a bit. This car, this truck does not get good gas mileage, and if you're towing, it is terrible. That's the one big drawback. That is the one thing. Everything else about this car is amazing. You'll see some people online in forums, and you know, sometimes you might be able to tap 20 miles per gallon, and some of them, you know, they will work hard. Shout out to you guys out there and you gals that are able to make it happen. We kind of stick around like the 15-16 mile gallon, 15 or 16 mile per gallon mark. Sorry, it is a Friday and I am kind of yeah, ready to start the weekend here. But anyway, so yeah, and when you're towing, it's like 8 to 10 miles per gallon. So that's just, it is what it is. But that's how you get the performance and so forth. And it just, and on top of it, yes, we run premium. Now I know you can run an 87, but we just, it's better on premium. You get more performance out of it, and I just want to keep taking care of the car, so that's what we put in it. But I'm sure that will cause a flurry of comments, so leave those down below. Let everybody know, what do you use, how has it been? You know, maybe you'll convince me. So hey, leave those comments. Appreciate it. SK Lifestyle. Oh, just subscribe. But I do have one panel that I can kind of rock off here just so you can guys see a little bit more. And one thing I would suggest anyway is to kind of do this, because it is a pain. And yes, we will be replacing that battery with one of those like super strong $300 batteries soon before winter starts. But you know, it's a real pain to kind of have to take this off and service some of that stuff, especially the battery area. So I just wanted to point that out. Pretty much all of these are going to be a pain, so just leave like 1 or 2 clips in save the rest, you know, when you lose one or something, because otherwise if you have to go in and do something, you're taking off 25 clips every time, it's a pain in the arse. You know what I mean? Oh man, this truck, my wife absolutely loves it. This is her daily, this is her truck actually. Yes, that's right. We searched it out for her, and I am so happy that she really loves it. But you know what, I really love it too. This truck is just amazing. The things that it's been able to do, how it tows our boat effortlessly. I mean, effortless. Wow, maybe I'm parched. I don't know what it is, or maybe I really need something to eat. You know, I only had a banana today. Anyway, I'm so far off track, but I want to show you real quick. This is the boat that we're towing. Okay, that's a 21-foot boat. That's not like the jet ski that you saw on the intro, you know what I mean? And, you know, RIP my jet ski. Yes, we will be looking for another one soon. So subscribe, follow, so you can catch all that stuff. But anyway, it's not just a small little rinky-dink thing. That's thousands and thousands of pounds, and it tows it no problem, and it tows it very well. You know, we're not going up hills and watching the engine just scream. It's just effortless, and I love that. So I will be doing many more videos with this truck. It is a very special truck, and I think many of you watching it probably know that. So stay tuned. Again, I'm not just trying to promote myself, but I am a little bit, so it's all right. But yeah, you know, I will be doing more videos on this, specialize certain things. I'll probably even do a more in-depth review at the year mark and go into some more things. There's a lot of features on this car that people have problems with, myself included. So, you know, it's good to make those kind of videos to help people out. So with that said, leave in the comment section, what do you want to see me do with this vehicle as far as videos and so forth? What have you experienced with this car? Are you looking for one? Are you in the market right now? Leave all of that down below. Man, the lights look great. It really doesn't even look like a 2015. It really doesn't. And it is extremely large. You know, my friend said something that was just funny, because he parked down there by the street, and he was like, yo, it's a big truck. He was like, but as you get closer, it just gets bigger and bigger. And of course, that's the same thing with anything. You see a skyscraper from 1,000 miles away, or from 10 miles away, it gets bigger and bigger. Yeah. But the point is, it's kind of like an illusion, you know what I mean? Because it's just a standard look. It's kind of like my Highlander, you know what I mean? And all the Highlander since, you know, it's a Land Cruiser, you know what I mean? That shape. I like it too, because it's a little curved, but it's boxy, much more boxy than the new ones. And it's funny because everything started going back to that boxy look. You can see all the SUV manufacturers just trying to get that box, that Range Rover look, basically, right? You know, I love Range Rovers. Can't say I wouldn't still ever own one, but after purchasing this truck, the want to have a big Range Rover like that has kind of went out the window. It's really an experience every time we get in this truck. It really is. It's fun to just go anywhere with it. And you know, there's just not a lot of them. Now, you've probably seen a lot of Lexuses, but they're always the GX. And there's not even a lot of those, but there's probably maybe half as many out there as like Range Rover. So there's a good number. This, I mean, we go on a trip for 2 weeks and we saw one. Driving around for 2 weeks and you see one through multiple states. So there it is. That is my not so short review. I will be doing a driving review soon, and kind of go on the road and talk about some things and stuff like that. I know I went over in some small detail what I think, and I think it is very good around town, on the highway, everything. Now, we are going to be looking to change up the tires, so that'll be a concern, because we do want some tires that look kind of meaty, you know, muscular, and can kind of do some stuff, but at the same time, we don't want them to hinder the ride too much. So it's going to be a balance. If you guys have any comments on that, leave that down below as well. And of course, as I'm doing that kind of shopping and so forth with my wife, you know, I'll post up, you know, how we landed, what kind of research we did, and all of that. So again, this kind of went on much longer than I wanted it to, and I really kept telling myself, I was like, make it short, Sean, make it short. You know what I mean? There's much to cover in this, and there still is a lot to cover that I will be doing. It's just hard though. It's such a great car. It really is. And I keep saying car is, you know, it's ubiquitous for any vehicle, but it's a truck. It's an awesome truck, and I hope you guys appreciate and you girls appreciate this video. Again, SK Lifestyle. See y'all later.